southeastern U.S., and grouper is a big deal there. It's semi-firm, white, really, really mild fish. It's really versatile. You can grill it, poach it, don't care. You can do anything with grouper. The grouper I got today is from Catalina Offshore Products. I get this from Tommy Gomes. This was about an 8 to 10 pound fish that I filleted both sides of, a big, cool fish. And you know, the thing about grouper is you've got the Goliath grouper that can be 400 or 500 pounds. I just read on the news somewhere where a Goliath grouper ate a shark. So they call them the garbage disposals of the sea because they can eat it all. The smaller groupers, you know, 8 to 10 pound, like this, like the pink Paqueta grouper, great eating size. I'm going to start off with making Fred's fish sandwich, and you can find this recipe on the sportingchef.com website. This comes to me from Fred Contawi, rhymes with Maui. Fred and I used to fish a lot. Fred, I don't know what happened to you. You did the FLW thing, and now you're, you know, I see you on Facebook. Very, very simple. I've got some flour, and I've got some, you can either use garlic, pepper, and salt, or use the High Mountain garlic pepper rub. And I mix that liberally with this flour, and just give it a good mix in there, because a lot of the seasoning falls off. So if you're worried about putting, say, too much salt in your flour when you're dusting it, I'm going to heat this up. Let's see, so I've got grouper behind me here. This is that pink Paqueta grouper. Just going to dust it in here, and the first thing I'm going to make is this really good sandwich. It's got tomato, Ortega, chili, all sorts of cool stuff, cheese melted on top. The person you see on TV, the Susie Jimenez you see on TV, is exactly the same person that you see in person. She's funny, she's really, really talented in the kitchen, and if you're in the Aspen, Carbondale, Colorado area, you need to look her up because she does a lot of personal chef and catering stuff there also. Okay, one of the things that I like to do is I'm going to season the fish as well as the flour, because, as I mentioned, most of the stuff on the flour falls off. So you season the fish, then you just give it a light dusting. This is not a real heavily breaded piece of fish here. I'll do a couple of them while I'm here. Pan fried, deep fried, and stir fried grouper, all ahead. Products, specifically a pink Paqueta grouper. Dusted the fish. I'm going to put it skin side down. I want to get that skin crispy, and I like to leave the skin on my fish, whether it's fried or not fried, because I like the texture. I like that crispy skin. This is just going to take a couple minutes. The mayo part is going to be, oddly enough, mayonnaise, lemon juice, a little Tabasco. My bun is toasting right now. The fish is done. Pat it dry on some paper towels, skin side down, red onion, tomato, roasted Anaheim. You can just use the Ortega type. Some kind of cheese, pepper jack, or whatever. This is going to go into the oven just long enough to melt the cheese. All right, so after a couple of minutes, the cheese is melted. I've got my spicy mayo on the bun with a little lettuce. Dish number one, Fred's fried fish, kind of fried fish sandwich. That's pan fried. I've also got deep fried and stir fried coming up. Make the dry ingredients and mix them together. I've got all-purpose flour, cornstarch, and that's kind of equal parts there. I've got some baking powder. I've got some baking soda. I've got a little sugar and just a pinch of salt. And you mix that up. Then you get an egg. Lightly beaten, and you add cold ice cold water. Mix that with the dry stuff. On the fish, I'm going to season it with some of the High Mountain salmon rub. I've got a hot Weston fryer over here. Into the hot oil. I've also got some vegetables. I've got cauliflower. We've got some heirloom carrots here. I'm going to make a little sauce to go with it. This is a honey mustard sauce. All right, honey, mayonnaise, yellow mustard, just the plain old yellow mustard. I've got a little kosher salt, fresh cracked black pepper, a little Worcestershire. Give that a stir. Honey mustard sauce. Take them out. Let them drain for a minute or two while you clean up your mess. Let's take a look. I want to just dry them off on some paper towels. There's a little cauliflower, some carrot, and a green onion. Dish number 2, tempura fried grouper, honey mustard dipping sauce. Stir fry. So we got the pan fried, the deep fried, now the stir fried. I've got honey, soy sauce, rice vinegar, cornstarch, orange zest, and lime juice. And I'm going to mix that up. This is one of my favorite olive oil. This is from the Lodge in Glen Ellen. I've got some olive oil in here. I'm going to season it with garlic and fresh ginger. This is fresh ginger. Don't be confused and think that it's okay to use powdered ginger. That doesn't work. All right, before I burn everything here, I'm going to add the fish. And I put the fish in kind of big chunks because it does tend to break up as you cook it. Snow peas, red bell pepper, and keep it moving. The whole concept here with the stir fry is, of course, to stir fry it, to keep it moving the whole time. You want to make sure that you have all your ingredients ready to go. I'm going to add a little bit more oil in here. So you notice I haven't salted the fish. I've got the soy sauce in the sauce here, in that little marinade that I'm going to add that's going to finish in the pan here. I've got some green onions, some hot peppers. I'm using a serrano pepper. You can use jalapeno, habanero, whatever your digestive tract can handle. That's good for now. I'm going to keep this moving. Sauce back in there. That'll help thicken it up. A little more soy sauce. Here is some bean sprouts and some udon noodles. Give this a stir. A little more sauce, some noodles, fish, snow peas, more fish. I've got some orange segments here I'm going to pretty it up with. I'll clean up this mess a little bit. And here, the tempura style grouper, little vegetables in there also. Fred Kentaui's fish sandwich with the cheese and the Ortega chili. Here's my stir fry. You know, if you don't happen to have any grouper around, this works great with halibut.